Hello everyone. Today we are going to focus on Module 1, Lesson 13. Our objective for this lesson is to interpret the quotient, and remember a quotient is any answer to a division problem, as the number of groups or the number of objects in each group using units of 3. So yesterday we focused on using units of 2. Today we're focusing on units of 3. Okay, to warm up our brains this morning, we are just going to go back over relating multiplication and division. So if I look at the problem 2 times 3, well, first off, if I don't know how to solve that problem, I can draw an array. So 2 times 3, or 2 groups of 3. Then I know in order to find my total, I can skip count by 3s. 3, 6. So 2 times 3 equals 6. Okay, if I were to flip that around and turn it into a multiplication problem, or division problem, I know that blank divided by 3 equals 2. Well, these two problems are within the same fact family, so they need to have the same numbers in the problem. So I have 2, 3, what number is missing? 6. So 2 times 3 equals 6 can be turned around to 6 divided by 3 equals 2. Okay, our application problem for this lesson. Mark spends $16 on 2 video games. Each game costs the same amount. Find the cost of each game. Okay. So let's look at what we have here on our tape diagram. So Mark spends $16. That is his total. We also know that he buys 2 video games, which can be shown by splitting the tape diagram in half by drawing that line down the middle. So now we have 2 groups. Each game costs the same amount. So this is where we would have done our fair share method, giving 1 circle or 1 dot to each group until we got to our total, which, like we said, is 16. If we do that, we would find that each group gets 8. So we would know 16 divided into 2 groups equals 8. So each game costs $8. This is a review from yesterday's lesson. Okay, now let's talk about a different problem. So it says 3 students equally share a pack of 12 pencils. So they go ahead and draw our tape diagram for us on this problem. So we know we have our totals are 3 students and 12 pencils. How did they show 3 students on the tape diagram? They didn't just split it down the middle this time. What did they do? They split it into 3 groups. So they drew 2 lines. So we have 1, 2, 3 groups, or 3 students, and we know we have 12 pencils. What information are we missing? Okay, we don't know how many pencils each student will get. So that is what the question mark represents. The 1 box in our tape diagram. We need to figure out how many pencils each student gets. This is where that fair share method will come in. So instead of sharing equally between 2 groups, this time we'll share equally between 3. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did we find our missing information? Yes, we did. So we know that each student received 4 pencils total. What would the division problem be for this tape diagram? So if you look here, we started with 12. 12 was our total. We split our total into 3 groups, and we found out that there were 4 in each group. How could we turn this division sentence into a multiplication sentence using the same fact family? we could take 3 times 4 equals 12. Or 4 times 3 equals 12. Great job. Okay, the next problem says, a school buys 12 boxes of pencils. Each classroom gets 3 boxes. How many classrooms get boxes of pencils? So this problem's a little bit different. So what do we know? We know that our total represents 12 boxes of pencils. We also know that each classroom gets 3 boxes. That's what's being shown here. So if you see on our last problem, we started by drawing our whole tape diagram. But for this problem, we're starting with a small chunk of it. So what does this box represent? What did we say? It represents each classroom. So right now, we just see one classroom getting 3 boxes. But we need to get to 12 boxes. How can we get from 3 boxes to 12 boxes? Could we try by drawing another box of 3? Let's go ahead and do that. So I know I have 1, 2, 3, not to 12 yet. Let's draw another box, the same size. 1, 2, 3. Well, if I skip count 2 times by 3, I get 6, so I'm still not there. Let's add another box. 1, 2, 3. Well, if I keep skip counting by 3, I'd be at 9, so I'm still not there. Let's add one more. 1, 2, 3. Now if I skip count by 3s, I would have 3, 6, 9, 12. We made it to 12. So did we find our answer? What were we looking for? What was our unknown in this problem? Okay, we ended up figuring out that we had 4 classrooms. Okay, because remember, each box represented a classroom that received 3 boxes of pencils. So the 4 in this problem represents the number of classrooms. How could we write this in a multiplication and division problem? Well, we know our total is 12. We divided it into groups of 3 and found out that there were 4 classrooms. For a multiplication sentence, using the same fact family, we could do 4 times 3 equals 12 or 3 times 4 equals 12, just like the last problem. But between these two problems, we were looking for 2 different things. So for this problem, we were looking for the size of the group. And for this problem, we were looking for the number of groups. Okay, so we're going to do a few problems on our problem set together. So go ahead and get out page 177. You can pause the video while you're getting out your problem set. So number 1 says, fill in the blanks to make a true number sentence. Okay, so this is where that relationship between multiplication and division is going to come in handy. So it says 1 times 3 equals 3. Then down here it says 3 divided by 3 equals blank. Well, if the fact family is the same, we have a 3, another 3. Which number is missing? The 1. Next, we have 2 times 3 equals 6. Then we have 6 divided by 3 equals blank. Well, we have... Sorry about that, guys. So we have 2 times 3 equals 6, then 6 divided by 3 equals blank. Well, I have a 6. Oops. I have a 3. What number's missing? 2. Let's do one more. I have 3 times 3 equals 9. Then I have blank divided by 3 equals 3. Well, I have a 3. I have another 3. What number am I missing? 9. So that's just exploring the relationship between multiplication and division. Let's look at number 2. Mr. Lawton picks tomatoes from his garden. He divides the tomatoes into bags of 3. Circle to show how many bags he packs. Then skip count to show the total number of tomatoes. Okay, so we see that he divides his tomatoes into bags of 3. So we need to circle to show how many bags he packs. So let's circle groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That part's done. Now we have to draw and label a tape diagram for this problem. So I'm going to draw out my tape diagram. Let's look at what is our total. How many tomatoes are there total? Let's skip count. We have 3, 6, 9, 12. So he has 12 tomatoes total. How many groups does he have total? 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has 12 tomatoes and 4 groups. So let's make those 4 groups. Okay, so there's 4 groups. Now, how many are in each group? Well, we circled 3 tomatoes for each group. So you can either draw those in, or you can just write the number 3 in each group. Okay, our tape diagram's done. Now let's fill in the blanks. Blank divided by 3 equals blank. Okay, well, we know in division our total comes first. So our total was 12 tomatoes divided into groups of 3, and we solved for 4 groups. So Mr. Lawton packs 4 bags of tomatoes. Very good job, my friends. We're going to finish up with our lesson today, and we're going to get started with math groups.